Joy Schrum for the Wisconsin Technology Council, here with WisBusiness.com, the show. Just ahead, we'll talk with two guests who have perspectives on Wisconsin's early stage economy. Chandra Millen-Feenan is director of StartingBlock Madison, home to many young companies. And Ryan Weber is a founding managing director of Great North Labs, an early stage investment fund in Minnesota with an interest in Wisconsin. And now, here are our tech metrics. These are snapshots of data collected by the Wisconsin Technology Council for its news and policy reports. We're back with Ryan Weber, a founding managing partner with Great North Labs, an early stage investment fund. Welcome, Ryan.
Hi.
Tell us how Great North Labs got started and why the focus on investing in the Midwest.
So prior to Great North Labs, I co-founded a tech startup with my twin brother, Rob, that was based in Minnesota, and we bootstrapped the company to 170 employees and an eventual exit. During this time, we eventually opened an office in San Francisco and kind of got to experience both, the Minnesota experience of running operations in Minnesota and in Silicon Valley. Meanwhile, about 8 years prior to the fund, we started angel investing and made 25 angel investments, both in the region as well as in adjacent categories to our business. What we saw was that the cost of doing business in San Francisco was just a lot higher, and we saw, with a growing momentum in the region, an opportunity to invest more and more capital into startups that were based in the upper Midwest. So after having success both as an operator and an investor, as an angel investor, we decided to start Great North Labs with a focus of providing capital and startup intelligence to seed stage companies based in the upper Midwest. So we could take the knowledge we had scaling multiple companies from idea stage to multiple IPOs between our partners, and as well as our network to friends of ours in the upper Midwest as well as in Silicon Valley to help the next generation of startups kind of reach that escape velocity faster. So Forbes, I think it was reported that it takes 2.2 times as much capital from seed to Series C for an investor to preserve a 10% equity stake. So it's cheaper in the Great Lakes region to purchase equity and preserve your equity stake than it is in the Bay Area. So this is the opportunity, we think, as we're seeing the resurgence in tech startups in the region for an investor like us.
You're just across the border in Minnesota, and you attended the Early Stage Symposium in Madison. Do you like what you're seeing in Wisconsin?
Yeah, I have family connections to Wisconsin that go back, since I was born, essentially. But I've only been spending time here as an investor for the past 2 years, and it's been very amazing to see the growth in terms of the number of funds, co-working spaces, accelerators, in that short period of time. We've made one investment so far into a Wisconsin-based startup, but not having a network into the Wisconsin market when we started the fund. We didn't expect we would initially do a lot of investments, but we're excited to see the traction over the last couple of years that the startup community is having, and I'm especially impressed with Generator's growth. They're a very interesting startup accelerator and make it a lot easier for outsiders like ourselves to connect with startups in the region.
How close is the Midwest to busting out as an early stage investment hub?
I think the Midwest is already busting out. We don't have, and we may never have the density that they have in Silicon Valley, but I have friends that are moving back from the Bay Area, including people involved in the fund. We have the first data scientist at Pinterest as an active advisor in our fund. We have the first UX hire from Google involved in our fund, and former product manager from Marketo just moved back and is working for a portfolio company that we've invested in. So we're seeing, a lot of interest from people that were originally from the Midwest that went to the Bay Area that are coming back. And I think that's evidence that, word is starting to spread that, you can do startups anywhere, but especially in the Midwest. We've got great schools, and now we've got a great ecosystems that are starting to thrive. And then you're starting to see connection, especially in the private sector, between communities in the Midwest. So I used to think, if you wanted to raise capital, you'd have to leave the Midwest. I don't think you need to leave the Midwest anymore. If you have a great startup, I think there's plenty of funding options.
Thanks, Ryan, and good luck with your fund. Now let's hear from Chandra Miller-Feenan of StartingBlock Madison. Welcome to the show, Chandra.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Tell us more about StartingBlock, which began with an idea in 2012 and has since grown into reality.
So StartingBlock Madison is an entrepreneurial hub that's based in Madison, Wisconsin on the Near East Side. And it was started with a mission of a group of volunteers who really understood that we wanted to become a beacon for Madison's entrepreneurs, to be able to show other entrepreneurs what people were working on, as well as the community, the talent, and the types of innovators and entrepreneurs that we had. It started in 2012 with this idea of bringing organizations like StartingBlock, like Generator, like the Doyen Group that works with entrepreneurs together with Madison's most innovative, promising early stage startup companies. We actually opened up almost exactly a year ago today. And in our first 6 months of operations, we had 40 companies that raised a collective $15.5 million in 2018, support $12.2 million in revenue, and 159 full-time employees. So we're pretty happy with those sort of 6-month statistics.
StartingBlock was backed by some major sponsors. What is the business model moving forward?
You can't do a project that is a community project, that's a collaborative project, without a lot of people buying in, both with their time, their resources, their wisdom, their strategic vision invested. So StartingBlock has always been a collective organization that collaborates and finds complementary activities. Our business model, though, was always fundamentally for the space to be a large enough space that the community members that were there, when their membership fees would support the lean operations of StartingBlock, and then our larger community partners and collaborators can come in and really see new opportunities to collaborate with each other, self-support each other, and take on bigger and bigger and more ambitious challenges. And I think that that's where we're at right now, which is a really exciting time for StartingBlock.
The Madison area consistently shows up in rankings of cities with a strong tech economy. Why do you expect that growth to continue?
Fundamentally, Madison is poised because we have the ingredients to do so. We have talent, we have a city that people want to live in, and we have top-notch research universities and other colleges. We knew that, and that's what started the group at StartingBlock and our collaborators to try to bring those resources together to really get momentum and visibility for the startup scenes. I think it's going to continue because now that we have a place to call home, we're seeing that density, we're seeing the connections, we're seeing all the things that propel startups to be able to succeed.
Thank you, Chandra, and thank you for watching WisBusiness.com, the show. The show is produced by the Wisconsin Technology Council and WisBusiness.com and sponsored by UW-Milwaukee, BDO, and Exact Sciences. Be sure to look for Tom Still's Inside Wisconsin commentary on our websites. I'm Liz Schrum of Talent Foot Executive Search. See you next time.